Welcome back to the program. Keith Hillier, as always, has joined us. As I said, a potpourri before the break, racing all around Australia. Keith, not one of the great days after what we've been experiencing in Melbourne and then in Sydney in the autumn, but just a sprinkling of good horses and nice races all around the country.
That's probably the way to put it, Bruce. Sydney winding down and Adelaide and Brisbane gearing up. But it was Dye's day in Sydney. He won both the St Leger and the Champagne Stakes, and this boy can ride. His riding yesterday was fantastic.
He's a great front runner rider, there's no question about that, and his ride on both Tiaco Nick and March Hare was outstanding. Tiaco Nick always had it under control. March Hare looked beaten at the top of the straight.
A consolation for Tiaco Nick, who had finished second in the Sydney Cup. He was touted as a Melbourne Cup hope last spring, and yesterday Gay Waterhouse got what she deserved, a win in the St Leger. The race is now open for 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds. 2/3 of the field of 9 were 4-year-olds, so that's probably saved the race as a spectacle, even though the field was small again yesterday.
And it's good because it is the oldest race in Sydney. It's been going longer than any other event. And let's have a look. Yesterday they went very slow early, and Dye dictated terms on Tiaco Nick.
It's Tiaco Nick in front on the 1,000-metre turn, quickening up now, led by a bit more than a length to the Bill, who's not going to let him get away. Chesendo running third, followed by Noble Task, and then Fountain Ash, Barbadelsia a neck away on the outside. Telesto is third last, about 8 lengths off the lead, going over the crossing, followed by Benedictine and Dr. Farnsworth last. Past the 800 mark, Tiaco Nick the leader, the Bill on the outside under a bit of pressure as they come to the turn. Chesendo grinding away in third place, followed by Noble Task, and then Telesto, who's starting to make up ground quickly as they come to the corner. Then Fountain Ash, Barbadelsia, followed by Dr. Farnsworth and Benedictine last as they turn into the straight. Tiaco Nick the leader, over the Bill and Chesendo cutting away, followed by Noble Task and Telesto, still about 5 off the lead as they top the rise. Tiaco Nick going strongly. He's in front at the 200 mark, clear of Chesendo on the inside. 3 lengths away, little Telesto wide out, who's not getting home quickly enough, but Tiaco Nick is holding them all at bay. Chesendo in second place, trying hard, but Tiaco Nick is going to lead all the way to win the St Leger. Tiaco Nick won, pulling up over Chesendo. Looked like Fountain Ash just third in front of Barbadelsia.
Probably a bit early to be giving Melbourne Cup tips, isn't it, Keith?
Oh, it probably is, Bruce, but Graham Rogerson handed one out after the race for the 3rd place getter, Fountain Ash. He said his stay was underdone yesterday, and he's here for the Melbourne Cup.
I was in Auckland yesterday morning, and the headline there was that Fountain Ash could win the race. So they were very confident that he'd run a big race. Dip into ride.
Talking about predictions also, Bruce, Shane Dye, after winning the Champagne Stakes on March Hare, declared this 2-year-old probably one of the best staying or potential staying 2-year-olds that he's ridden, and that's a big rap. Incidentally, he'd won the race. This is his hat-trick of wins for Shane. No other jockey has done that.
Yeah, he's had a great run in the Golden Slipper. You're just jumping the gun a bit there, Keith, because we want to talk to Gay Waterhouse. Sorry, I should have told you about that after the win of Tiaco Nick. She spoke with Tim Wharton yesterday. She was obviously delighted about the win and talked about his future.
Yes, well, he's a very consistent, top-staying horse, and it's wonderful for the punters, it's wonderful for me, it's wonderful for the owners. It's a great day.
Where to now for Tiaco Nick?
Tiaco Nick will probably have about a week's let up in the stable. No peace for the wicked. And then he'll go on to Brisbane and contest the O'Shea Stakes over 2,400 and then the Brisbane Cup over 3,200.
Gee, you'd be disappointed, Gay, daughter of Tommy, if they decided not to keep this fellow going, because Tommy's philosophy was always, when they were winning, keep racing them.
Yes, indeed, and I think that might rub off. Tommy might have a word there. But congratulations, Gay, that was fantastic. She really has come of age as a trainer, hasn't she?
Moods was another very good horse that she's had, and, well, her conditioning's first class. She's been around horses a long time. She knows what it's all about.
As I was saying before Gay interrupted, Bruce, Shane Dye, a hat-trick of Champagne Stakes winners yesterday. The previous 2 years, he'd won on 2-year-olds trained by Clary Connors. Yesterday, he put Clary into the runner-up stall with LA Glen.
Terrific finish, and this horse is very, very promising. Let's go and have a look at the Champagne, and it was a very slowly run race, just like the St Leger in the early stages.
Now Pride of Rancho moves up at the 800, and we've got a 3rd leader. Pride of Rancho took over from March Hare, a length away. Staff Sergeant on the outside of Darbus, followed by LA Glen. Danger 6th on the inside as they come to the turn, about 5 off the lead and 2 to Reign of Honour. Inside the 600 mark as they swing around the turn, Pride of Rancho on the outside and March Hare. They're the 2 leaders by a length to Staff Sergeant, followed by Darbus. LA Glen being allowed to stride up 3 deep, followed by Danger. And last of all, Reign of Honour as they come over the rise. Pride of Rancho Rancho and March Hare on the inside. Danger looking for a split. LA Glen joining in. Staff Sergeant not getting much room at the 200. LA Glen on the extreme outside reached the lead from March Hare on the fence, followed by Danger boxing on strongly. March Hare is coming again on the inside. LA Glen and March Hare. March Hare fighting back after being headed. Can he run a mile? He'll run a mile and a quarter. March Hare came away to beat LA Glen with Danger third.
John Tapp singing the horse's praises. Beautiful ride, as you said, by Di earlier. He had to say something, and the thing that was impressive was the way the horse accelerated at the 100 metres and quickened up. And he's got a good future.
I think he has too. I liked what you spotted there, Bruce, the way he just found another gear when he needed it close to the post.
Well, John Morris, the trainer, told Tim after the race that he felt that this horse would be a golden slipper prospect at one stage, but immaturity cost him a chance there, but the future's pretty bright.
Originally, I thought he was definitely a golden slipper contender because he's got one-on-one speed on the track. I considered he might have been early two-year-old, but we started him at Warwick Farm on the same day Bint Masquet started, and he showed that he was lacking in sort of mental maturity to act as a racehorse that day, and so we took him along quietly since then, and he's given the owners their return.
Yes, a Group 1 win, and as Keith mentioned, the third for Shane Dye in that race, a record. Well, we go now to Brisbane and the Courier Mail Classic. Very good field brought together. This is over 13.50 for three-year-olds. Surtees blew his chance at the start, missed it about 4 lengths, but the big tip was the unbeaten O'Sullivan horse from New Zealand, Ensign Hewitt. He
was back from 9 to 4 into 6 to 4, had never been beaten. There was drama before the race too when the trainer of Bundy Lad was given the option of running his horse or not after Stewart's confiscated ointment that he'd applied to the horse. He decided to run Bundy Lad, and Bundy Lad finished 13th. Yes, the flop of the race, the heavily backed favourite. But the winner, Bruce, 3 on end, so maybe that was one that got under punters' guards yesterday.
He's won 8 out of 14 of Firm Star. It was a blanket finish, and as we picked them up on the turn, Wayne Wilson's call, Ensign Hewitt leading.
As they run onto the home turn, Ensign Hewitt shows the way, heads for the judge, a length in front of Loudspeaker, then Sprightly Jet. Big Benny Hooter Action next on the outside of Firm Star, starting a run, and then Let's Cheer. Ensign Hewitt in front, under a little bit of pressure now. Loudspeaker went to him. Hooter Action on the outside, Sprightly Jet. A Firm Star is flashing home out wide. Best Weapon going to them in the middle. Hooter Action, a Firm Star, Best Weapon. Hidden Saint flying, a Firm Star in front. They hit it, a Firm Star. A Firm Star's just beaten Best Weapon. Tied for third. Hidden Saint on the outside, closer to the rails there. We had Hooter Action.
Those horses will go on, and some of them may even run in the Open Doomben 10,000. Ensign Hewitt, pretty disappointing. To Adelaide yesterday, Victoria Park, the Auraria Stakes. It's a lead up to the Oaks, and the change this year is that there are 2 Oaks in Adelaide over a period of about 3 weeks. The Australasian was formerly in February. They've switched it now to the May Carnival. They run the Australasian Oaks and also the South Australian Oaks. A chance to win 2 Group 1 races in about 3 weeks for a filly.
Yes, indeed. And in yesterday's race, Bruce, a filly from the West, carried number 1 Saddlecloth in a race offset weights and penalties, and she looked very impressive going to the post.
What about Western Classic? She ran favourite. You've seen a fair bit of her in Melbourne from the Freedman stable.
Yeah, I think she's starting to have had her chances, although maybe as the distances get a bit longer, she might improve.
Let's go to Victoria Park. Ron Papp's the caller. 1,809 metre Auraria Stakes.
Mustanella keepers laughing amongst the last with Western Classic the widest as they turned into the straight now, and here the leader still on the inside running is Lady's Way by about a length and a half. She kicked. In second placing, Munition comes at her. Down there in the centre with them still Manor Girl. Wide out Worlds Away, and right down the outside running home is Prime again from a long way back, and Griney Pet the bolter getting right up on the rail as they race down to the 200 metre mark. Oh, she couldn't get through. Out wide Prime again comes with Worlds Away. Still there Lady's Way, then Mustanella. Out wide on the track, Prime again reaches the lead, and the Western Australian filly is much too good. She wins from Worlds Away, Mustanella. You can hear them shouting in Perth.
Yes, they were, Ron. Interestingly bred, that horse, Prime again, bred to be a stayer.
By Maroons, yes, she'll stay, Bruce, indeed.
And it looks as if she's going to be one of the favourites. Not sure of the quality of the Oaks in Adelaide, whether or not they get horses like Mahia, slight chance to go over.
Well, if they do, I think that class of horse or filly that you're talking about would be too good.
I'd agree with that. Gosford Gold Cup during the week, $200,000 race. It was thought that the Viander Cross would run in this originally, but they decided to give him a spell after the Queen Elizabeth.
Gosford had fine weather, but the track was not the same. There was a dead patch, especially near the rails, and that aided Mamselle Purdue. But let's not say that the race was won only because of the wet track, because she's been a very honest and a very talented mare.
Yeah, won over 400,000. Looked beaten on the turn when they accelerated past her. She's on the inside. Big White Blaze, upwards the favourite at about 5 to 1.
Gifted Poet, 450 metres to go. Cooksley said go. It's only a length and a half in front and starting to slow down Gifted Poet, but still holds a clear lead. From Bass Drum after it, then Matinee Idol. Here's Beachside to the outside with a strong run. Mamselle Purdue goes for the rails, run down the outside, upwards with Nelson Valentine. Gifted Poet grabbed by Beachside on the outside. Beachside hit the front. Mamselle Purdue coming at her. It's Beachside and Mamselle Purdue. Mamselle Purdue won't give in. She wins. Mamselle Purdue beat Beachside. Gifted Poet third.
Pete Hutchison's first ride at the track there, Bruce. Well done.
Yes, and we should mention also Mick Dittman was rubbed out yesterday. And
so too was Danny Nickolick. Mick will appeal, Danny Nickolick probably won't.
I wonder if Favoured Boy's going to be rubbed out after the Hamilton Cup. This is amazing, though. In its sort of defence of the horse, apparently did get hit over the head with... Have a look at this during the week, Keith. Double gin on the inside. Here's Favoured Boy trying to savage him.
It's the new connotation of putting the bite on at the races, as Favoured Boy was going to swoop past Double Gin, turned around and bit him. And he's a gelding.
You bitten anyone at the races, Keith?
No. It's in the rules of races, well, a few times. Bruce, it is within the rules of races to wear a muzzle, and stewards would consider any application. And if you make one crack about that at me, you're off, kid.
No, so maybe Max, when he gets back, we might put a muzzle on him.
Not one big enough.
Good on you, mate. OK, Keith, I'll catch you next week.
Look forward to that.
Good punting. We'll listen to you on 3 Years Ahead for those people in Melbourne during the week. Keith Hillier, a break. And after this, another racing story, a very interesting one about a jockey making a comeback in Sydney.